All right, what's up everybody? So I literally could not have waited to make this video. I know I could have filmed it where I normally do and set up my lighting and make it look a little bit more professional and whatnot, but this is the video that I just could not wait to film. I've been at work all day just waiting for the moment that I can get home and set up this new piece of gear that I've gotten and just test it out and show you guys really the beauty of this thing. So I am so hyped beyond words. I can't even really express it. Today, guys, I'm going to be showing you my brand new Avalon VT737 SP. I literally never would have thought I would have been able to say that. I never thought that I would be able to get this piece of gear. This is one of those things where I was thinking I would probably never be able to get to just because of how expensive it is. It retails for $3,000, but we're gonna get into that in a minute here. I never thought that I would have had this sitting before me, and it's so surreal, dude. I'm telling you right now, this is a piece of gear that I have wanted ever since I got into music, which was probably a decade ago. I can remember looking back at just all the greats that I've used this thing and the absolute just beauty of the sound that you get out of this, and I was just always amazed by what this thing can do, and I've always wanted this. I'm telling you right now, this is not some just random spur of the moment gear pickup. This is something that I've had my eyes on since I ever got started in music, and it is absolutely amazing to have this thing sitting before me. The Avalon VT737 SP. Oh my God, I am so excited to put this thing to the test and show you guys just what this thing is capable of. So real quick, let's talk about just overall how I got this thing, because this is actually quite amazing. So it's tax season, as most of you already know, and I got back a pretty decent chunk of cash that I was able to put on this thing and still have left over, and I did not pay $3,000. Don't think that. I definitely did not go out and buy this thing new, although it looks brand new, which oh dude, I'm so hyped about that. This guy sold me this. So I went on Reverb, right? Everyone knows what Reverb is, the music gear selling website. I went on Reverb and I was just kind of looking through all the different Avalons and seeing what people were selling them for and just what I could expect to pay for mine. And there was a guy that was selling his for, I believe it was about $1,500, and he lived only about 20 minutes from me. So I hit this guy up and I asked him, I'm like, okay, I'll do the 1,500. That's fine. I mean, it looks amazing. I was just hoping the guy wasn't faking his pictures, but of course I have it here in front of me, and no, this thing is absolutely mint condition. I ended up hitting up the guy and I told him, yeah, 1,500 works, let's do it. He ended up selling it to me off the site. And I went and met up with the guy today, this morning, and picked it up from the guy for $1,500. And oh, dude, I'm telling you, I got so lucky on this thing, because I've seen these in the exact same shape that mine is in, selling for around $2,000 on average. And I think I just caught it when the guy put it up literally that same day. He must have put it on either the day before or that day, because I would check frequently. And I caught him right when he just uploaded it, is my guess, and he put it up for 15. I was down for that, of course, because I mean, it's in such great condition. And he told me that it definitely had less than, I believe he said, I don't remember how many hours specifically he told me. I know he had only used it for 4 sessions, he said. So very, very small amount of hours that was put on this unit. And as some of you guys know this, for some of you that don't know about the whole like preamps and everything, the tubes inside the preamp have a lifespan, I believe, of like 5,000 hours or 4,000 hours. So 4 sessions definitely is nowhere near that. So I have a very long time before I have to replace the tubes on here. And I've just got to experiment with it a little bit, and oh my God, dude, the difference between this and the plugin from Universal is just night and day. It's not even close. This literally just proves my point as to when I made that video about preamps the other day. You just cannot emulate a legitimate preamp. It's impossible. It sounds so different, which I'm gonna make a video on that in the future, comparing the plugin version to the actual real deal piece of equipment. Like I said, dude, it's always been something as like a kid growing up looking at all these greats and just especially just how it sounded. You know, as a kid, I've always thought that the Avalon sounded amazing, and when I saw the fact that like Universal Audio was selling their plug-in version of it, that was like the incentive to go out and buy an Apollo Twin. However, the Apollo Twin has amazing preamps anyway and sounds great, so I'm not really too stressed that I bought an Apollo Twin because I'm running this into the Apollo Twin, and this is probably the best combination that you can have. The one thing at this point, like this checks off another item off of my list that I've always wanted to have. The last item that I can think of that I want to pick up, and I would probably pick this up next year around tax season as well, is a U87 AI or a TLM 103. At that point, I feel like I'd probably just get a U87 because the U87 is such an industry standard classic sounding mic that you really could not go wrong with. And I love the way my Perception 100 sounds. And if you haven't seen my video on that, this thing sounds so identical to a U87. It's unbelievable. At this point, the one thing that I want with this now, and I'm not expecting to buy this anytime soon, this is going to take some time before I can go out and do that. The one thing that I really want to get now is a U87. Once I get a U87, I am set. I'm good to go. I have nothing else that I can think of that I'd want to buy. I pretty much would have every single thing that I want. A U87, an Avalon, and an Apollo. Like, I am good to go. I literally could not think of anything else that I would need to go out and buy. So for now, the Perception 100 just sounds amazing combined with this, so I'm totally fine with running the Perception 100 into the Avalon. So I'm not stressing about that. I'm not really, I'm not thinking about the U87 too much, but I know sometime next year I'll probably end up copying a U87 as well. But oh my God, the fact that I have an Avalon is so amazing, dude. I am absolutely in love with this thing. I've got to use it now for maybe about an hour. I wanted to test it out and just, get a feel of it before I hopped on and made a video for you guys. But so far, I am absolutely in love. If I turn off this high gain switch on here, I can really crank up the preamp and you will hear a noticeable difference between right now what I'm recording at versus if I turn the high gain off. So I'm gonna show you guys what that sounds like. I'm gonna turn off the high gain and then I'm going to turn up the preamp gain and just drive the tubes inside the Avalon. So let's go ahead and see what that sounds like. All right, check, 1 2 1 2, testing, check. All right, and then this is how it sounds when you just crank up the preamp gain. So I turned off the high gain switch on here, and I am now relying on only preamp gain. And of course, your output is at unity, so 0. So if you really wanted to get a just like tube saturated sound, you would want to solely rely on the preamp gain. However, for tracking, especially rap and like R&B vocals, I find that if you turn on high gain and then you just kind of ease off on the preamp gain, you're going to get such a clean signal. Like, it sounds so good. To me, just driving the preamp is too grungy sounding for me. I probably would never run my Avalon like this, except for if I'm maybe tracking an instrument, then of course I might put this on a bass. But for right now, if I'm tracking vocals, I'm probably just going to be sticking to running high gain and then just kind of using the preamp to make up until I reach around -18. So let me go ahead and switch back to that. All right, and there we go. Yeah, so you can notice like a complete difference between if you have high gain and then you have a little bit of the preamp versus if you turn off high gain and then you just crank the preamp. Really, I want to show you guys just the power of it and what it sounds like, what it's capable of. And I'm curious what you guys think of it. What do you guys think? Does it sound good to you guys? Obviously, probably it does, but I'm just kind of curious. You guys let me know what you think about this thing. So Of course, I'm going to be making way more content with the Avalon. This is not the only video. There's going to be plenty of videos coming out with this thing. I've noticed there's not a whole lot of content on YouTube using it, so I'm definitely going to be the one capitalizing on that. I'm going to put out a lot of content using this, the Avalon. So I'm gonna be working on content over the next few months, just, you know, putting out demos of it and showing you guys the power of it and whatnot. And of course, I'll swap out my mics on it. And I kind of thought it'd be cool. What if we toss that $20 Amazon mic on the Avalon and just see how amazing it sounds? Because I could probably make it sound pretty nice. So I don't know, guys. There's a lot to cover with this thing, so I just wanted to hop on here and show you guys what it sounds like. Like I said, I just cannot wait to film a video for it, and I'll probably save the NT1 video for another day. So I'll probably do a dedicated video on the NT1 Perception 100 and, you know, my other mics, my Stellar mics and stuff. So anyways, guys, this is what the Avalon sounds like, and you can expect to see this thing in my videos going forward. Now, I am so in love with this thing, if you couldn't tell. Anyways, guys, that's gonna wrap it up. Thank you all for watching, and I will catch you all in the next one. So, peace out, everybody.